Welcome back to the Fallen Fig Tree. I'm your host, Omar, and it's been a couple of weeks before, since I last recorded my last podcast episode, which I'm really sorry about, but I'm back better than ever. Let me tell you, I have had the most interesting 3 weeks of my life recently. It's not only been informing, but also kind of chaotic because I have been learning so much about myself and so much about what I want to do in my life and all this sort of thing, and I've just been kind of all over the place. Am I in my winning era? Absolutely. I feel like I am. It's just I also feel really kind of sad for some reason. And I don't know what it is. It's just happening. Like I can't tell you why I'm sad right now, but I just am. And I know it's gonna pass. And I think a lot of the time I feel really upset and really sad is because of other people. Like I'm not even kidding. I have just recently realized how much other people's energy affect me and how I tend to overthink it a lot and how I just tend to get really affected and really sad by all like every little move that someone might make. I feel it. I feel it to my core. I feel it everywhere. And it kind of really upsets me because I just don't know why I'm not able to hold my own. You know what I mean? Like I'm not able to hold my own energy and fight this feeling. And it's just been really fascinating to see because if I'm being completely honest, I have just had this, like I went on a whole rant on my notes app, ranting and ranting and ranting about why am I always a sponge. Like I don't understand why am I always a sponge for other people's emotions. And then I started to get into it more analytically, and it turns out it's just crippling anxiety. Let me tell you, I literally thought I had no more anxiety. That's not true. I do, and it's not fun. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why I have it. And I don't think it's anything personal. I just think it's just probably the worst thing that ever exists. But it's not at the same time. And so let me read you some of the stuff that I wrote down because I don't remember it. But let me tell you what I learned from all of it. So I'm not a person that usually is able to figure out people. I'm not really good socially, if I'm being completely honest. Like I've never been able to talk to people really easily. I've never been able to open up to people. I've just never been a people person in particular. Like I've never been that way, and I've always tried to, and it's just been kind of difficult and hard to do because if I'm being completely honest, I'd always think that I'm not good enough for certain people, or I don't really know what to say to them, and I've always kind of been scared of how people might judge me or perceive me. Like let me tell you, I hate perception, and so I've just never been able to figure out how people in general. Socially, I've never known where I stood. I've never been able to talk to people easily. And so what I've started to realize is whenever someone changes how they behave towards me, I feel it so internally. I don't anymore, but I did a couple of weeks ago. And I wrote down, I am a sponge for other people's emotions. And that is true. I can't remember the one time where someone that really means a lot to me has acted kind of differently, and it's kind of made me go crazy. And it's usually family. If I'm being completely honest, like family is usually the only factor that makes me feel this way. Like I'm friends, not as much because I don't think I have friendships like that. I don't think I've fostered that type of friendship where like their behavior kind of sets me off. That's not true. I have, but I don't have those friends anymore. And so I've just been kind of trying to figure out why family really affects me in not a fun way. Like I'm always so stressed out. I'm always so on edge. I'm in fight or flight most of the time, and I don't know why. It's just been an interesting experience. And so recently I've just had this realization that I am not the person I thought that I was. Well, that's not true. I am the person that I think I am. But I just think when it comes to family in specific, I have always let people's energy and emotions consume me, whether it be positive or negative. It would always consume me, and especially when like a certain person's in a negative mood, and then after a couple of minutes, they expect me to be fine. Like I've never been that type of person where I can just not get affected. And so recently, not recently, really recently, but a couple of days ago, I've kind of realized that I just can't let that happen anymore, especially when it's your family. Like I just don't think it's healthy. Of course you're gonna get affected by family. If you don't get affected by family, it's kind of crazy, and it's kind of, it just might not mean, I don't know, I'm rambling. But with family in specific, I have had this problem in specific where I'm always consuming their emotions, consuming their opinions, consuming a lot of it, and I've never, and it would always cloud my own judgment for some reason. I don't know why, but it would. And I've just kind of found it really hard to deal with. It takes a huge toll on my mental health, if I'm being completely honest. Like it consumes my brain daily, and I'm not able to function properly, not able able to think properly. Like I just don't know what to do. And so recently I've just been trying to find the medium, find the positive aspect of it all. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to allow myself to feel those emotions, but also remind myself that they're not mine. You know what I mean? With friends and people I've never met in particular, I do kind of pick up on the certain shadiness that might be going on, or the different attitudes that happen, or why people might change their energy. I do pick on it, but I just don't really care. If I'm being completely honest, like I just don't care as much, because if I do care a lot about that type of thing, I'm probably gonna go crazy. Because I have cared before and I started going crazy and everyone thought I was crazy. And I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. And like I'm not letting people affect me this way. Like it's just kind of crazy and it's kind of not a fun thing to do, you know what I mean? And so I've just been trying so hard to be the best I can, to fight this type of emotion, to just become a person that is more sure of themselves, you know, because like I've always known who I was or who I am. I've always known myself. I've always been blessed to know who I am, until people started meddling into my identity and want to manipulate a lot of the things that made me me. And other people kind of ruined that for me for a while. So I lost myself and found myself Addison Ray. But honestly, I have just been trying to figure out why. You know, why is all this happening, and why am I feeling this way right now, and why is May kind of weird? Like I'm kind of tired all the time and I don't sleep well, and I'm kind of depressed, but not really depressed because that only happens every couple of days, and I'm kind of in a weird mood, but I can't really figure out what the mood is, and it's just kind of all over the place. You know, that's how I've been feeling recently. I don't know what to do, and so I've just been trying to figure that out. And has it been helping? Absolutely not. I have been kind of crashing out in a way. Like I've been having anxiety attacks more recently than I should. I've just been worrying. And during finals week, I did not worry as much, which I'm really glad about. I think I just studied a lot, and I just think I put a lot of effort. I didn't really study that much, but like I did study, and I prioritized a lot of different things. So I think that's why it didn't really stress me out as much as it used to. It used to stress me out. And so I just kind of realized that some things don't change. You know what I mean? Like some things don't change. Some people don't change. And no matter how much you want a person to change, they won't. Especially if it's someone that's old, you can't expect someone to change when they don't want to change. You can't expect someone to be willing to hear you out, especially when you're communicating, because you can communicate all you want with people, right? I have been told many of times to communicate with people, to what is it called? Confront someone, do all of that. But you can't do that if the person in front of you is not willing to listen or to hear you out. You can't do that if someone doesn't want to help you feel better. Someone doesn't want you to do that. And have I been that type of person? 1,000%. Like I have listened to a lot of people and I have just manipulated my way into it, so I just don't seem like I'm in the wrong. I've done that many of times, but I've not only done that to family. Like I don't really do it to friends, but I don't really fight with friends. So I'm just saying, am I kind of crazy? Yes, I am. Let me tell you what I've done recently. I recently got in a fight with someone. Okay, it wasn't even a fight. It was just an argument. Okay, we were just being rude and bratty to each other. Done. We just didn't speak the rest of the car ride. The person in front of me just wanted to make a joke and like continue and see how the vibe was after we were done arguing, I guess. But I just had to continue. I just created a whole huge mess of a fight because I just wanted to spend some time alone. I am crazy, I am mentally ill, and I need to go into a psych ward right now. I don't know why. I just didn't say I wanted alone time. I just think I felt really annoyed and really upset at everyone and at that person in particular. I didn't really care about what they told me at all. I just kind of wanted to shut down in a way. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted to kind of stop myself from, like I just needed a break. And so I decided to do all of this. Was it helpful? The break? Yes, it was. If I'm being completely honest, it was really helpful. And so I kind of realized that I'm kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'm just kind of crazy and I'm kind of ill in a way, especially when it comes to people. Like, let me tell you, socially, I am kind of a mess. Not as much as I used to be. Let me tell you, in school, I did not speak to anyone, like at all. And I mean, maybe like one person that I really spoke to so much, and that's my favorite person from that school. But other than that, I never really cared that much. And whenever I did speak, it wasn't anything personal. I tried to language barriers, you know what I mean? Like it's just nothing that deep. But as I'm getting older and as I'm trying so hard to grow as a human being, it's just kind of been interesting to realize those habits that I've been doing and those patterns that I've been following for so long. Like a lot of the time where I wouldn't speak to someone or just talk to anyone. Speaking to someone is because of PTSD, especially when it comes to friendships. Like if I'm being completely honest, I don't have a lot of male friendships. Okay, I don't at all. Do I? I have like maybe 3 friends, maybe. Most of them are girls, but I used to have a lot. I mean, like a lot. Like I had like a whole group. I just think I kind of didn't feel like myself in situations. Felt like I was being performative in a way, and I also felt, I don't know, like I'm being judged all the time. You know what I mean? Like I can't tell. It never felt deep enough. With male friendships in specific, it never felt deep. And some of the male friendships always made me feel like I was an embarrassment for them. You know, like I've had scenarios, like what I'm about to say is not something I feel anymore, but I used to feel. A couple of years ago when I was maybe 15, 16, prime age of puberty, mind you, I had a friend group, girls and guys in this friend group. I was really close to the guys. So mind you, growing up, you tend to give a lot of your self-worth to people. So when it came to my birthday, my guy friends never really posted for my birthday. You know, I don't really like posting anymore. Like I don't really care about that stuff right now, but I'm just saying back then. But they would post for all of their other friends. Now, how do you think that made me feel? Kind of crazy and really bad about myself. I felt that I was an embarrassment to be friends with. And so that was one scenario. Like that happened a couple of times and I'd always be like, why is this happening? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I trying so hard to be worthy in front of these people? Right? Other times I've felt judged, been spoken to not in a nice way. I've just been in experiences that haven't been fun. So a lot of my real friendships are rooted in PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I did not want to say it was PTSD, but I've been to therapy. It is PTSD. And I don't really like saying that's PTSD because to me it's not that big of a deal, but it was a big deal. It really affected me so much in such a negative way. Now it's gotten way better. Like I don't feel as much of fight or flight or panic. Like I don't panic as much anymore when I'm with those same people or with other guys. But it's just, it was weird growing up because you don't like to be like, it's not fun to be labeled. It's not fun to be bullied. It's not fun to do any of that, right? And I had friends that have gone through the same experiences. We never actually talked about it. And it was kind of interesting to see because I have only ever wanted to have a community, friendship, all of that. Like I've craved it so much. You know, during high school, I craved it so much. But during high school, mental health happened. Could not talk to anyone. First year of college happened, went crazy for some reason. I don't know what happened, but I kind of actually fell off the bricks in college. I don't know what happened. I'm in my second year, which has been amazing so far. I actually finished. It was a great year, honestly. Like I've never had this type of year in college. I've never felt good. Like although I did struggle in certain aspects, I have gotten a lot better and I felt closer to new people. I've talked to a lot of people and I've opened up so much, which I am so proud of myself for. Like if I'm being completely honest, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself for even studying when I know I couldn't have. I'm proud of myself for even looking on the text, even opening the computer, because I have been in situations where I haven't been able to do that at all. And it would really mess with me later because the grade wouldn't be good. And I'm just like, oh, what did I do? And last year, I remember not being able to study for an exam at all because of my mental health, and it kind of affected me really badly afterwards. I kind of put my self-worth into my grades, which was kind of the dumbest thing I've ever done because it's not everything. You know what I mean? Like it's not no matter what anyone says, grades do not measure your self-worth at all. People don't measure your self-worth at all. The only person that can measure their self-worth to themselves is yourself. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Basically, what I'm saying is don't wait for other people's validation. Don't wait for other people's validation. It's kind of messy that happens, and it's kind of crazy that we allow ourselves to feel this way because honestly I used to feel so alone. You know what I mean? Like I used to hate being alone so much. Actually, I've never hated being alone. I've always loved being alone. That's such a lie. I don't know why I'm lying, but I have always loved sitting alone. I have always enjoyed the time when I'm alone because I wasn't getting affected by anyone. I did whatever I wanted. I didn't really care about what anyone thought of me, especially when I'm alone. Like it's just like such a fun time. Like to me, my head goes, yay, alone time. But it's also kind of damaging because it's like, what the hell are you doing? What kind of messed up thing are we thinking about right now? And if I'm being completely honest, as a guy, is it a red flag to not have as many guy friends? Probably. But I honestly don't care anymore. I used to care so much. You don't understand. Like I used to think about it so much. Like I used to get embarrassed when someone would ask me like how many friends I had and they'd ask what type of gender and like all that type of thing. It kind of really affected me in such a bad way. And I'm actually so happy it doesn't anymore. And that's the thing with aging. It doesn't. And therapy. Obviously, like I had to go to therapy. I'm not even kidding, but it doesn't affect me anymore and I kind of feel better than I did before. Like I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like my life has become way better than it used to be. Even without things that I thought I needed, I feel much better right now. And although right now, in this very moment, I do want to solve my eyes out because of some unknown reason. Honestly, no, I do know the reason. I just feel really unappreciated right now. I feel like I don't matter and I feel really annoyed at certain people right now. And I'm being completely honest, like I actually am so angry at certain people right now because I am so sick of people's way of acting and I'm so sick of people be moving. Like, I don't like people moving weirdly. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do people moving around weirdly. I don't like it when people lie to me. I don't like it when people mix up how they feel towards me. Like, I'm not here for that. I don't have the time. I am not your mother. I am not gonna do that. I'm not gonna take care of you and hold your hand and tell you I should take care of you right now. Unless like you actually need it, I'm not doing it. Especially if you're being mean to me. Like, why am I holding your hand? You're the one that's being mean. And honestly, have I been mean? Yes. Do some people think I'm mean all the time? Probably. Am I mean all the time? That's debatable. I don't think I am. I just think I'm tired 80% of the time. I'm tired. I'm not even kidding. I actually have a problem. I need to go to a health doctor because I'm tired like 80% of the time. I'm always exhausted. I don't know what's going on. Even with my eyesight. Like, my eyesight has been really bad recently. My eyes are getting blurry and I probably should go to an eye doctor, but I don't think it's bad. I just think it's lack of sleep and too much caffeine. I've been having a bunch of energy drinks to wake me up and I've had matchas 2 times in the past month. So it's kind of messing up my body and it's not been fun. You know what I mean? Like, I've just had such a hard time with it and I don't like it. Let me tell you what happened in the past couple of weeks. So I had finals, which were actually kind of amazing. Like, I'm actually so proud of myself. I've never been this proud of myself for doing so well in finals. Like, I was so surprised. I finally figured out what I want to do in college, kind of. Like, I have a problem where I like to dabble in everything. Like, I have so many interests. I don't know why I'm rolling my eyes, but I do. I want to be an author, a musician, an artist, a filmmaker, a designer. Everything's creative, obviously. You're never going to catch me doing business ever again. Even though, if I'm being completely honest, the business course came through when I was thinking about starting a business because I was thinking about ROI, input versus output, investment, all that type of thing. And I've actually never been more proud of myself because tell me why I was finally able to figure it out. It finally came in clutch. It finally came in clutch. And I'm so proud because that course was hell, but it actually brought out something in me later on. Like, I finally have kind of a businessy brain, but I'm not really good at math, which is a problem, but I don't know what I'm going to do about it later on in life. You know what else I've been thinking about? Family, like marriage, kids. Ugh, something that I'm excited for, but I can't believe that our parents got married like 23 to 25 years old. You know how far away I am from that age? Not that far. I'm like 3 years away from being 23. I can't. You don't understand. When I hear the word job, I actually start twitching. I flinch when I hear the word job. When someone tells me to get a job, I actually start flinching. I do not want to hear that word. I don't want to think about any of this stuff. Like, I actually don't. I want to enjoy my moments of freedom before I have to get into the workforce. But in general, I have never wanted more to reverse the clock. Like, I do want to age, but I just right now in this very moment I'm not ready for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still figuring out a lot about myself. It's like what is life without struggle? Honestly, what is life without struggle? You know, I went on ashwagandha for a while. It was an experience to say the least. I hated it. I could not cry. I could not be happy. I'm a person that's in touch with my emotions most of the time. Now I'm not as much as I used to be. Like, I don't cry as much as I used to be unless I start crashing out. But I used to be so in touch with my emotions. So when I took ashwagandha, it was kind of like numbing myself out and I did not like it. I hate feeling numb. I hate when I have to. I hate that I did that to myself because for a couple of months I just was like, nothing matters. I love life. I don't know what love is. I can't feel happiness. That's what I felt like. And it was kind of catastrophic because tell me why I had to stop taking those pills. I just had to. I cannot do numbing. I can't do anything that numbs your emotions. I actually can't. Although my emotions kind of piss me off sometimes, I just need them. I'm a very emotional person. I'm not logical as much as I am emotional. It's gotten better, but like, I just love to cry. I love to laugh. The only thing I don't love is anger, but I've been getting better at it. If I'm being completely real right now, I recently watched Roommates by Sadie Sandler. Sadie, right? I'm not really sure what her name is, but Adam Sandler's daughter. She was in that film, and that film was amazing. You need to watch it right now. Like, right now. It was a fun film to watch, and it was something really special, you know, and really enlightening for me in a way. And although I kind of need, I forgot to tell you. This is what I wanted to tell you. I'm driving in the car and I'm literally thinking about what I wanted to talk about in this episode and I forgot to talk about it. So recently I've been watching Harry Potter. During finals week, that's all I did. Watch Harry Potter, the whole franchise. Tell me why there is no better other franchise. Harry Potter is by far the best film to book adaptation franchise, whatever it's called. It is the best. I watched all 7 films and rewatched them. I will forever love Harry Potter. That show and book actually made my childhood. Like, I remember making wands because I never traveled to America to go to Universal World to get a wand, or even London. Like I've never been to England, and so I was never able to get that wand. And I remember making it myself at home. I'd watch YouTube videos on how to make wands just to feel like I'm Gryffindor or Slytherin. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I've always wanted to be Voldemort, not really Harry Potter. You know why? Because playing the villain is way more fun than actually being the hero. Like you just get to do whatever you want. And I know that's kind of crazy, but if I would ever act in a role, I'd want to play the villain. Heroes are fun and everything, but it's kind of boring. And villains are way more complex. And I always found Voldemort kind of scary, but kind of cool. Like I remember with Harry and him, I'd practice speaking Hassel tongue. Like you know how he'd be like, yeah, I do that all the time because I wanted to feel included in the film. I was never going to, but it was a fun time. I remember growing up, I'd read the books, watch the film, read the book, watch the film, read the book, watch the film, and feel amazing. There are a bunch of fireworks going on right now. I don't know if you can see them, but I'm not even kidding. Harry Potter has been amazing. It really has. I'm also rewatching The Summer I Turned Pretty, Make Home Mermaids. You need to get on Make Home Mermaids. It is so underrated. I don't really care. I hate when something becomes a trend. Tell me why I have an issue with things being known to everyone. I love gatekeeping. I love gatekeeping so much. Not everyone needs to know what I'm doing. Not everyone needs to know where I got this shirt. Not everyone needs to know what editing software I use. I remember in school someone asked me, this person was asking me how I edited something and what software I used, and I just started lying. I was like, oh, I forgot the name, even though I fully knew the name. I just never want to tell that person the name because tell me why should I tell you the name? My dog is right next to my leg right now, and he just got groomed. And by groomed, I mean like got his hair cut, and yeah, he had a fun time. But honestly, dropping him off to the groomers was kind of sad because there were a bunch of dogs in the place and they all kept barking and screaming, and I could just see the anxiety because he's not really a social dog. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't really socialized with other dogs except like one. Yeah, one dog. No, two. Yeah, two dogs. And so for him to socialize with, and they were like mean dogs. I don't know if he socialized with them or not, but he was kind of anxious, and I kind of wanted to cry because I didn't want to leave my baby. I don't want to leave my baby with other people. It made me just really emotional for some reason. But then I got over it really quickly, and then I went and picked him up, and he looked amazing, and he was so happy to see me, and I was so happy to see him. Like I was so sad. Then when I saw him, I started smiling. Also, tell me why I just don't like going out in public. Am I scared of the public? No. But do I get overly anxious from people? No. But I just don't like it. I don't like being in crowds. Like I was having this conversation with someone about how if I'd ever go to a concert, I don't want to go and stand like the whole time. Like I've been to a concert I've been to a concert before, and it was my first experience. We stood in the mosh pit for over 5 hours before the performer started to perform, and I'm not doing that again. I want seated concert tickets. It is way better. I'm tired. I sit down. Why do I have to stand up the whole time? Like I only stand. Like I don't know. I digress, I guess. You know what I mean? Honestly, like I've just been really grateful to think and figure out a lot, you know? Especially when it comes to certain people that I've had in my life and I've removed from my life and all of that. And I've kind of realized I kind of I don't want people who leech onto everything. I don't like that. I don't like people who do that. But I do want to start having more honest conversations with people. Like if someone's like pissing me off or upset me with something or any of that, I really want to start talking to people about it because I don't hold grudges as much as I used to do anymore. Like I really don't. And plus no one has wronged me in a while. Thank God, thank God, thank God. But no one has wronged me in a while. So I just kind of don't want that to happen. And I feel like if that does happen, I think I'm going to have a conversation. You know what I mean? I was on social media the other day and someone was saying how when someone calls you and it's like, why haven't you been calling me? And then they remember that the phone works both ways. Honestly, I do agree with that. Like I do agree that the phone does work both ways, but sometimes you have to put in the first move, you know, and just tell them why haven't you called me? You know what I mean? Like on the phone, be like, I know we haven't talked in a while. I just want to talk to you right now and see how you were. And after you guys have a conversation, be like, maybe next time you should call me or something because we haven't talked in a while. Because if none of you guys call each other, then you guys won't ever talk to each other ever again. There will be no friendship. You know what I mean? Like there will be no reasoning behind anything. You know what I mean? Today I was listening to Sufjan Steven. You know the guy that made the 4th of July, Mystery of Love, that type of thing. Oh my god, I don't know why I was listening to that album today. I kind of went down a rabbit hole with listening to his music. I don't know why I opened that hell hole for myself because his music makes me want to jump off a cliff. And I'm being completely serious. Every time I listen to that music, I'm just like, I want to die because it makes me feel so much. And I'm just like, ugh, I hate my life. And then I'm just like, fine. But sometimes it gives me so much inspiration. So I don't know what it is. I think I'm just mentally effed in the head. I also just finished The Boys last episode, which has been really interesting. Also, Euphoria has been really weird. I don't know if I like it or not. But you know what show I will put you on? Hacks. I am so obsessed with that show. Like, you don't even understand. Like, Meg Stalter is the funniest human being I've ever seen in my life. She's so funny. I've watched literally every interview. I've gotten this new obsession with Meg Stalter because she made me laugh so much in Hacks. Also, the other actors made me laugh. But I honestly only remember Meg Stalter's name. I don't know why. I guess just because she's funny. She's just funny like that. Life updates though. I'm painting my room. I don't know when it's getting painted, but I'm finally painting my room, which has been something I've been wanting to do for so long. You don't understand. And it just finally might happen. I just have interviews coming up. Yeah, I have interviews. Yeah. I have a couple of interviews coming up this week. Hopefully they go well. I remember telling someone I was really excited over something and it just made me feel like that thing I'm excited over was nothing. And it kind of really upset me. Maybe that's why. I don't know, this person that I'm talking about really is in my head. Kind of a mess. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I think I have finally found a new sense of peace. That's such a lie. I don't know why I'm lying today. I'm in such a lying mood. No, not peace. I have recently realized, take a shot for every time I say that, because why do I always say I have recently realized? I have recently realized, like, take a shot every single time I say that because this is just getting out of hand. But I've recently realized that sometimes feelings from the past will kind of trigger a lot of things. You know what I mean? It's such a dumb thing to realize. But someone recently followed me from the past, and tell me why I started getting crippling anxiety when they followed me. It took me like about an hour to calm down and realize that it doesn't really matter that they followed me, and I just followed them back afterwards. But at first I kind of went crazy. Is it because of anything? No, it's just I got really triggered. I don't know why I got really triggered. It wasn't even that it wasn't really anything that deep. It's just something that triggered me and I don't know why. And I think I've kind of lost touch with everything. Like I feel like I've gone so mental and mentally crazy recently. I don't know why, but I just want peace and tranquility. I need to be by the beach. Also, I need to start tanning. Like, I actually need to start tanning because I do not want to look pain anymore. Like, tell me why I want to go to the gym and wear shorts, right? I can't wear shorts because my legs are so white, as well as the whiteboard. Like, I don't understand. Like, my legs have not seen sunlight in over a year. My whole body hasn't seen sunlight in over a year. Have I been around sun and the beach throughout the year? Absolutely. Was it hot enough to go into the water or tan or do anything? No. So now I'm kind of stuck in this dilemma where I need to tan and I don't ever like to tan. I hate tanning. I've never intentionally tanned, but this year I am going to tan because honestly, why not? Like, last year my color was so, I don't need to be having hyperpigmentation. Like, I've already dealt with that and it wasn't fun, and I don't want to deal with that anymore. Like, I don't want to have hyperpigmentation anymore. But other than that, like, I've literally been obsessed with popcorn. But I've gone shopping recently after complaining for so long about not going shopping. I'm finally going shopping. I think I'm just always complaining, and I don't like that I'm always complaining. And why am I complaining about complaining? Who knows? Yeah, I think I'm gonna rewatch The Samaritan Pretty, but not all of it because I can't rewatch the whole thing because I'm gonna get really sad. And I've been really obsessed with Tana Mojo, Jake Sheen, and all those people because I don't know why, but they've just been giving me some sort of hope and light into the world. Other than that, I think I've achieved everything in life. I think I've never felt more weird than now. Like, I'm in such a whimsical mood, but I'm also in such a weird mood. Like, that this mood is kind of like I'm floating, but I'm not really floating. But there's a huge headache in my head. But I'm not sleeping a lot, and every time I'm not sleeping a lot, I'm in such a bad mood. Maybe that's why I'm in a bad mood today. I didn't sleep a lot. Like, I went to bed around 1:30 a.m. and I woke up at 8 a.m. I don't know why I haven't been able to sleep past 8 a.m. Like, I need to wake up at 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. I don't want to wake up at 8 a.m. anymore. I'm so sick of it. You don't understand. It's actually so annoying. I need that 10 hours. I need 10 hours right now, because every single time I try to feel good about myself in the morning, I'm just like, ugh, I can't do anything. And then when I go to the gym, tell me why. I went to the gym on Sunday for an hour, okay? I came back, I got a headache, was not able to get out of bed the whole day, started struggling to even open my eyes. Like, I had to take another iron pill to feel better. Did it help? Absolutely no. I've kind of come to the conclusion that whenever I do feel really tired in the morning, that means I can't work out. That means I'm gonna have to go back in my room and sit. Yes, it does. But right now I have an art project for an art exhibition that I'm really excited about. It was voluntarily. I decided to do it. The professor asked me, and I felt really honored that the professor asked me. So I just said, yay. I started working on it? No, but there's 2 days. I'm gonna start working on it today because I was working on my portfolio. Tell me why I've applied to so many internships and no one has responded. And tell me why my friend was telling me I should apply to more internships on LinkedIn. I do not want to use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is so complicated. Why is it like Facebook but for jobs? Why do I have to post my achievements? I want to get evil eye. You know what I mean? But like, I guess this is life right now. I guess that's what happens when you get old. You know what I mean? Maybe just start a coffee brand. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Coffee brand, here I come. Ugh, I really want to get a Birkin. I need a Birkin. So the verdict of this episode is I am not okay, and I will be seeing you really soon again. Like, I'm gonna be seeing you next week. Yeah, and then we're gonna have a more strict episode. But also, I kind of like the vibe of this one. At first I was kind of uncomfortable, but now I'm kind of really comfortable. And also, if you have anything you really want me to talk about, tell me. And I'm going to start write-ins where people can ask for advice, because I actually give such great advice. Ask my cousins. I give such great advice. My advice is really unmatched. Also, I have decided I'm gonna delete social media once every month for like 2 weeks or a week minimum, because I've just been waking up and scrolling recently, and it's kind of been funny but also really exhausting. So I shouldn't be doing that in the morning. Yeah. Well, that's been my life update. As of my life update, I feel like I haven't really updated you on my life. I feel like I have really a boring life. Like, I don't really have partying to do. Was I invited to anything weirdly recently? The only weird experience I've had recently, actually, let's not just talk about it. I can talk about it another time. Yeah. Oh, I've kind of realized that I still do want to continue with some of my dreams. Like, some of them did not go away. Yeah. That's probably gonna gonna be it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I know it's been a while and I'm really excited to talk to you really soon. So press that subscribe button,